They hear a man and a woman arguing in a back room. A prostitute stabs Scarlett and she dies on the stairs. They looked down the alley and they saw a woman in a purple dress smoking a cigarette.
Every so often I do get a scent of perfume that is around here.
We have many theories on what we think ghosts might be, anywhere from the spirits of the dead to electromagnetic fields. They're going to go to where they're familiar, such as, there's where we're at right now is Mount Calvary Cemetery, and there's a lot of speculation about this location being haunted. But I think that if you were to die, I don't think you would haunt a cemetery. You would probably go to your home or, to some place that was very special to you. And so a lot of people think that it's, the soul of somebody who didn't pass on. And like I stated earlier, with some ghost hunting groups, you have, that when we all have electromagnetic fields that go through our body all the time. And what happens to that electromagnetic field when we die? Because it's energy, it can't be destroyed. So I believe that what's left behind is somebody's electromagnetic field, not necessarily anything that you can say is a spirit or a soul.
We took over the Covered Wagon. Mr. Goodman retired, and it was 1999. It was that fall. And I was on the telephone looking at the wall, explaining something to people, and then I went to go hang up the telephone, and I felt like just cold chill up my spine when I turned around, and at that same time, we heard little footsteps, like little tap running from the front door all the way to the back corner of the store. And she came running to where I was and said, "Who was that? Who ran in?" And I was like, I don't know. I don't see nobody.
The front door was locked, and
yes.
We were the only two in here.
Sometimes you get the sense of a scary feeling in the back room that we call the penalty room. I think I see somebody standing, and I go to help them, and I could describe the person, and I go, and there's nobody there. Like they're just watching. It's somebody, and it's always in the center. Every time of year, like in May and then in the middle of October, certain things you sense of someone watching. But it's somebody shorter than us, an older lady, like in a dress with high hair, real pale. Yeah, I think it's somebody that cares about the place, the building. So that's why we think to us, we think it's Mrs. Goodman, because this was her life, the business. It's not a scary presence, it's just a comfort. Like she's making sure, like a teacher, making sure we're doing good.
We did a ghost hunt at Maria Teresa's, and right after that we went to the Covered Wagon. One of the way our process works is we have the ghost hunters come in and they look for the paranormal possibilities. Then after they get done, down the road we have a group called SHIELD, which are skeptics, and they go in. Well, part of ghost hunting, it's more than just looking around. You also have to research the history to see if there's does the history drive with the story? The historical figure of Scarlett, she was a social worker. She was working at the Centennial Hotel, which actually was not in Old Town. And she was working with prostitutes. There was a problem in Albuquerque's early days with prostitution. Now, the myth that happens is that it happened at this place in Old Town, probably because it was believed to be an actual, brothel. And according to the myth, a prostitute stabs Scarlett and she dies on the stairs. What we found out is that's not true at all. She was stabbed by one of them who was intoxicated and she was drunk. And if you get into the archives, you can find the old police record. I was the one that initially started the ghost tours in Old Town. It was called the Mexico Ghost Tours back then. When we first started the tour, we heard rumors that the Covered Wagon, the Victorian house that you can see behind it, was a brothel. As the tours started becoming more popular, we started hearing more and more stories come out of it, and culminating with the big sighting of Scarlett, which happened in 2001. And so that was where they saw her walking on the balcony, and everybody was telling her to put clothes on. And we actually tracked her down. She is buried. She died at the age of 88, and she's buried in Mount Calvary Cemetery. So obviously she didn't die, so why would a ghost be there? People on the tour claimed they looked down the alley and they saw a woman in a purple dress smoking a cigarette. And they went, oh, you know, Scarlett, because Scarlett's supposed to wear purple. Ross went in the next day and was asking the employees, was anybody wearing purple? Oh yeah, so-and-so was. Well, he got a hold of her and said, yeah, I was out there smoking, and took out the trash. And all these people are staring at me down the alley, and they start running at me. So I threw the cigarette down and ran back inside. So once again, not a ghost story. So it's when you, over time, everything that keeps coming out, you keep debunking. And then when we go in and we're like, okay, did we get any kind of recordings? No. Is there anything on pictures? No. There's just nothing in the positive column to indicate that it is haunted. Everything keeps going into that negative column. So.